In our last Mishnah, we talked about the idea of hazmana. The fact that if you want to use something that might be muksa, for example, which birds, so you have to either, according to Beit Shammai, do ni anuim, you have to actually shake it. And Beit Hillel said, no, you just have to look at it and stand there and decide which one you want. That's called hazmana lizamein. So our Mishnah is going to talk about what if I got my birds ready, I did according to Beit Shammai or whatever, according to Beit Hillel, and I said, I want those birds beforehand, or I picked it up, each according to his opinion. And now the next day I come back, because I'm not going to take the birds with me, I'm going to leave them in the dove cote, and I come back and I'm not sure if these are the birds. They might be the birds that I wanted, and they might not. They might be muktzah birds. So, eino minha muchan. So says the Mishnah, zimein shechorim. Let's say I designated, lahazmim means to designate. I designated blackbirds, umatzah levanim. And then I come back the next day, and I find white birds. Or levanim umatzah shechorim, white birds. I designate white birds, and I found blackbirds. Shnayim umatzah shlosha. I designated 2 birds, and now in that same dove cote, or same chicken coop or whatever, I find 3 asurim. Those are asurim. You can't use any of them. Why? So the Bartenura says something really interesting. He said based on the Gemara. The Gemara says that if I zimein shchorim and matzah levanim, if I have black and I find white, he said I'm not the pshita who. That's obvious. I had white birds and now they're black birds. These are not the birds I wanted. The Mishnah doesn't have to tell me that these birds are now muktzah. Ella hachikama. Rather, this is what the Mishnah is saying. Zimein shechorim ulevanim. So I have 2. I have like these 2. Remember the dove coats? I've got these 2, nests. One of them is black and one of them is white. It's like I'm going to have the black and the white. Okay? Umatzah shchorim b'makom levanim ulevanim b'makom shchorim. And I come back the next day and they're different. The black ones there's not white birds in the black nest and there's blackbirds in the next nest. V'hachi perush matnita. And this is what the Mishnah says. Zimein shechorim b'kein zeh umatzah b'levanim. Kain is a nest. If I designated birds in one nest and now they're the opposite, and then the same thing the other way, ma'u ditei mahani inhu. Maybe you'll say, well, I designated blackbirds and white birds, and these are the same birds. And they just switch places. Kamash v'lam. Because they tell you that you cannot assume that these birds just switched. Since they switched places, you have to assume that they're different birds entirely. They're not your birds, and you can't eat them on Yom Tov. Similarly, shnayim umatzah shlosha. Now I have an extra bird. So I can't assume, well, at least 2 of them are the same. Rather, they're all asurim. We have to assume that they were all switched. But shlosha umatzah shadayim mutarim. But if I designated 3 birds and now there are only 2 birds left, I can assume 1 left. I don't assume all 3 left and then 2 new ones came. Betoch haken umatzah lifnei haken asurim. I designated them in their nest, and now I find them the next day. They're in front of the nest. Then it's asurim because we assume that these are not the same birds. Our birds flew away and another bird is standing there. Ve'im ein sham elahem harei elu mutarim. And if these are the only birds that are around, that are there, then it's mutar. Let's look at the Bartenura because it explains the Gemara. Okay. Im ein obeoto shovach elahen. If in this dove cote there's only those birds, meaning there's no other birds around in the dove cote, there's all the birds there. Okay. Then it's mutar. And then he says, okay, even though there's another dove cote within 50 amot, we don't assume that they got mixed up. It has to be with eyesight, because the Chachamim said that the birds these are not flying birds. Rather, they're doves, and if they flew away, then they flew, and then they go far. But if they're just walking around, pecking for whatever, they won't go far from their own nest, so they won't stay within eyesight. So if they're not within eyesight, but rather, let's say if they're around the corner, even if they're close, we have to assume that those are different birds. But if they're within eyesight, then harei elu mutarim. Says the Bartenura based on the Gemara. She'imru im kinayim. If they see their nest, kishofrim lachareim, when they look, turn around, midadim, then they continue to peck around. V'imav e midadim. And if not, they don't peck around. This is from the Chazal's experience of observing birds, and that's how they determined whether the bird would be mutar or asur on Yom Tov itself. We'll stop here and designate our learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, email me at rsporter@gmail.com. Have a great day.